After finally finishing Spider-Man and Miles Morales, I've decided to bite the bullet and finish the sequel. Something I've been dreading since my first 7-hour playthrough back when it launched. It's one of those games that demands reflection, not just on itself, but on the titles that paved the way. Both Spider-Man and Miles Morales delivered exceptional gameplay, compelling stories, and worlds brimming with life, but they're far from flawless. Strip away the shine of swinging through Manhattan and the emotional heft of their storylines, and some cracks start to show. Welcome to the Snake Pit, where we're full of bile and venom. I'm your host, Snake Damon, and today we're diving into the world of Insomniac's Spider-Man games, beginning with a critical look back at the two predecessors that set the stage for a sequel I've been cautiously optimistic about at best. The first Spider-Man swung onto the scene as one of the most visually stunning and mechanically satisfying superhero games ever made. The simple act of moving through Manhattan felt like its own reward, fluid, stylish, and endlessly replayable. Yet beneath all that polish, the game suffered from a distinct lack of challenge. Sure, the story packs an emotional punch, especially as Peter navigates his relationships with Mary Jane and Otto Octavius, leading to the heartbreak of their inevitable confrontation. But the gameplay? A bit too safe, even at the hardest difficulty. The AI was predictable, boss fights were more spectacle than strategy. I'm looking at you, Rhino and Scorpion. And stealth sections with MJ dragged the pacing down. And then there's Miles Morales, the much-anticipated follow-up that felt more like a standalone expansion than a proper sequel. Don't get me wrong, Miles' journey to fill Peter's shoes is well written. His venom powers add a much-needed layer of combat depth. And the wintry New York setting is nothing short of gorgeous. But the brevity of the game and its lack of true innovation make it hard to justify the price tag. Once again, the gameplay mechanics remain stellar, but the story structure feels like a remix of the first game. Instead of Mr. Negative and Devil's Breath, we get Finn as the Tinkerer and the same brand of personal drama driving the stakes. Even the villains, Rhino yet again and the Prowler, feel like reskins of what we've seen before. It's polished fun, but ultimately treads too much familiar ground. And now we arrive at the sequel, Spider-Man 2. On paper, this should be a masterpiece. It's the kind of game that takes cues from heavy hitters like Gears of War, Mass Effect, and the Arkham series. It has all the elements for success: improved gameplay mechanics, dual protagonists, and the promise of Venom as a main antagonist. But that's part of what makes me nervous. From my initial experience, it's clear the game leans heavily on what's worked for other franchises, rather than carving out its own unique identity. While it offers moments of brilliance, there's a creeping sense that it's playing things a bit too safe, refining rather than innovating. And for a game about a hero who thrives on risk, that's a tough pill to swallow. Will Spider-Man 2 prove me wrong? Will it take all the potential of its predecessors and deliver a truly memorable experience? Or will it stumble under the weight of high expectations and familiar tropes? I guess it's time to find out. Thanks for dropping by the Snake Pit, where we thrive on untapped potential and lost opportunities. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell, like the video, and leave your opinions in the comments, where naturally I won't read them. Until next time, stay venomous.